If you watch my previous video, we talked in that video how to find middle C on a keyboard or on a piano, and we said that what you want to do is first learn how to, find 2 black keys or 3 black keys, kind of understand the pattern there. Then we said that to find middle C, C first off is always going to be next to the left side of 2 black keys, and that middle C specifically is pretty much going to be in the middle of the keyboard, and it's usually going to be under the logo of a full-size 88 key keyboard. This is a 64 key keyboard, and so they cut a little bit off the top and they cut a little bit off the bottom end, and so it's not quite in the middle. It's probably more towards the left side than it is to the right, but nonetheless, we still call it middle C. In this video, I'd like to talk about how to find sharps and flats. So if you got that, then I think you're ready for the next step. So now we're going to be looking at sharps and flats. So all the black keys are going to be called sharps and flats. The white keys are what we call naturals. So for example, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So what we'll call this note, for example, is C, then C sharp, D, D sharp, E, and there's no black key here, so we're not going to call anything E sharp. So we're going to go directly from E, then to F, then F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and then once again there's no sharp here, so we're going to go directly to C. So what you want to know is that there's no such thing as an E sharp, and that there's no such thing as a B sharp. It's C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, and then that's it. You should also know that sharps go up. So sharps are going to the right. So whatever the note is, like for example, I'm holding down an A. If I wanted to play the note A sharp, it gets a little confusing because there's a lot of black keys here. But to play the note A sharp, I'm just simply going to play the note to the right because sharps always go up. So get that stuck in your head, that sharps go up. Now we can also use flats, and so you'll hear this term as well, like E flat or G flat and whatnot. And just know that sharps and flats are the same thing. It's kind of like having a road that has 2 names, the same exact road but 2 names, depending on what direction you're traveling. Like if you're on Del Amo and La Palma are actually exactly the same road in the area that I'm from, or Carson and Lincoln are exactly the same road. It's just that depending on what direction you're going, they have different names. So if we're going up the scale, we generally want to use sharps, but if we're going down the scale, we want to use flats. So we're going to use it in flats. So C, B, B flat, A flat, G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, and C. So once again, you notice that first off, there's no such thing as a C flat because there's no black key here. There's no such thing as an F flat because there's no black key here. We want to know that sharps go up and flats go down. So if I'm looking for B flat, I need to know that this is a B, and B flat is going down. It's going towards my left. If I wanted to find G flat, I need to first find a G. Then I need to go down, which is going to get me to G flat. If I wanted to find an E flat, I find an E first, and then I go down to find my E flat. Now, of course, you might get a little confused with this because you go, wait a minute, hold on, Micah. You said that earlier that this is actually a C sharp. C, C sharp, and D. It is, but it also happens to be a D flat. It just depends on our perspective. If we're going up the scale, then we would definitely call it a C sharp. But if we're going down the scale, then we would call it a D flat. Okay, let's look at these other ones. So if this is D sharp, then this would also be E flat. F sharp, G flat. This can also be G sharp or A flat. A sharp or B flat. So yeah, they do have 2 names, and it can be a little confusing. It's just the way that it is. It's been like that for hundreds of years. We're not going to change the system, so you just have to learn how to kind of deal with that. So you want to memorize that C sharp and D flat, they mean the same thing. It's exactly the same note, just 2 different names. You want to know that there's no such thing as an E sharp. Conversely, there's no such thing as an F flat. There's no such thing as a B sharp, and exactly the same, there's no such thing as a C flat. Hopefully that helps. Please rate and subscribe.